and her murder was in cold blood. But just today, this very day, this Thursday morning, the suspect, the killer who confessed to the killing, was set free by the Harris County Criminal Courthouse. Greetings, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the People's Global News Network. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the People's Global News Network. This network, we come to not lighten up, but to tighten up. This network, we bring you the raw, unadulterated truth about stories that often the system wants hidden. We're bringing you a story today of a brutal murder of a beautiful young 18-year-old queen, Sister Brianna Griffin. And her murder was in cold blood. But just today, this very day, this Thursday morning, the suspect, the killer who confessed to the killing, was set free by the Harris County Criminal Courthouse. Case was dismissed. A jury didn't set him free. The DA's office dismissed the case. We have a family here today, her auntie, another family member sitting with us today. Welcome to the People's Global News Network, where you tell the truth of what has happened to Brianna. You're her voice this today. Speak on her behalf. Take us from the top. What happened in this case?
Thank you. I'll let Tiara take over.
Okay. February 5th, 2022, Brianna was murdered. And they're claiming self-defense, even though...
I'll take it, baby. Brianna was murdered by Xavier Drake, a young man that now claims self-defense. She was murdered because he said that she broke into his house and stole his clothing. Well, all evidence, even in the police report, the complaining report, he stated that he killed her because he was mad and because she was lying. The DA's office had the family to believe that they were bringing us in to prepare us for trial, which is supposed to be Monday, August 4th. Instead, on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, they brought Brianna's mother, another aunt, and Tiara in and told them, we're going to dismiss this case. So they're in shock, listening to what the district attorney, Heather Axline, had to say, and her reasonings for dismissing this case is because they wouldn't be able to win in a jury trial.
So let me understand this based on what we have read ourselves and what we have been able to research in such a short period of time. Brianna and this gentleman knew each other, am I correct?
We believe that they knew each other.
That there was a previous relationship perhaps between the two of them.
They can't confirm.
They can't confirm, but that's our understanding.
And allegedly, Brianna breaks into his home, but she's shot in the parking lot.
She shot in the parking lot.
She's not shot at his home.
While she was running.
She's not shot at his home.
No, sir.
She's not shot inside of his home. She's not shot coming out the window, coming out the door. She's actually shot, and this is an apartment complex, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
She shot and chased into the parking lot.
Yes.
Chased down and gunned down in the parking lot. And we've also learned today that after she was shot, she was stomped, beaten, kicked in the parking lot.
This is correct.
Now, in Texas, you do have a right to defend your home. If someone's breaking into your home, you have a right to use deadly force to protect your home and protect you and the safety of your family and yourself. But this was not the case.
No, sir.
She was running from the home, ran into the parking lot, and was gunned down in cold blood.
Yes, sir.
In cold blood, and stomped and kicked. And this was confirmed by the district attorney's office.
Yes, sir. Heather Axline.
So the question I would have for the DA's office is, where was the imminent threat to the homeowner's safety and security to chase her down to the parking lot, gun her down in the parking lot? She's unarmed. Let's be crystal clear. She is unarmed and chased into the parking lot, shot and murdered and stomped and kicked.
Yes, sir.
Where was the threat that she posed that justified that level of deadly force and justified the stomping and kicking of a woman who's already laying on the ground dying from a gunshot wound, who is unarmed?
There was no
By
third.
2 more people.
Yeah, 2 additional people that they never brought up in the case. They never investigated that part. They just let them. They was on scene. They let them go. They didn't do nothing.
The
with
marshals
them.
he ran
And
to
the
Louisiana.
guy, Xavier, showed up during the time and then left, went to the apartment, came back out 10 minutes later, then approached her.
So let's be clear. He left.
He had just made it home. He went to the apartment, came back out 10 minutes later, then went and followed her.
And when he went to his apartment, then he says, okay,
Retrieved
my place has been burglarized. He leaves and goes back down to confront her in the parking lot. In the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
Not in his home.
Not in the home.
Not at his front door.
No, sir.
And he left her in the parking lot going to his home
To get the gun.
to get the gun. Then came back and confronts her in the parking lot and kills her.
And killed her. She was walking away. She was leaving. She was running away.
And the
He
DA's
shot what he called
and the
a warning
DA's
shot.
office is saying that they cannot
They can't prosecute.
make this case.
They can't make the case because they don't have sufficient evidence to support Brianna.
Now, tell us about him fleeing. Talk about that.
After he murdered Brianna, in the record it states that he fled to Louisiana. The marshals, U.S. Marshals, went and got him, brought him back to Texas, placed him in the custody of Harris County. He was given a bond of $100,000. So he's been out on bond for over 3 years.
This is a very difficult case to even comprehend. If you're having a discussion with someone you have a problem with in a parking lot, then you leave and go to your apartment, come back 10 minutes later. That same person in the parking lot you're arguing with has no weapon,
No weapon.
is unarmed, and a female, let's be clear, an unarmed 18-year-old female. And you and 2 others decide to chase her in the parking lot, beat her, and gun her down?
They shot her first, then beat her after she was down.
I just want to understand, to the Harris County District Attorney's Office, help me understand how the use of deadly force in this case was even remotely justifiable. She's in the parking lot, running from him, unarmed. You don't get to just gun somebody down in cold blood like that and then flee the state. Mm-hmm. If you have nothing to hide, if what you just did was justifiable, you're going to stay there.
Why didn't he call the police when he saw her before he went and got the gun?
Never called authorities. Just go get a gun.
Yes.
What has this done to your family?
It's devastated our family. We're a family, most cases you see like this, you see the family on TV and they're making noise for justice. Well, we stayed back, believing that we were going to get justice because the evidence was right there. All the evidence is there. We didn't make noise. We didn't go out in the streets and yell because we believed that the justice system was going to prevail for Brianna.
And that is often the biggest mistake.
We know
Often
now.
prosecutors will tell family members, just be quiet, don't speak to the media, don't organize no mobilization toward justice for this case. We're your advocates. We're going to do it for you. And you're left holding a very cold stone.
Yes, they hardly ever communicated.
That you can't swallow. when you realize you've been lied to. How is the mother handling this? How is her mother?
She is not well at all. The day that they thought that they were going to prepare for trial and they heard the news that, oh, we're dismissing this case, she had a breakdown that day.
And had to be rushed to the hospital, from my understanding.
She didn't go to the hospital. She had to have some medical care.
Medical care was administered.
Yes.
How are you all holding up?
Not at all.
We have some strong ones that take the stuff, where we have to be strong for others. But the family as a whole is not happy at all. Of course, we're not happy that Brianna is gone. And this is just a sword in the back that we just don't understand.
Tell me more about young Brianna. Tell me about her. What was she like?
Happy, outgoing, always a smile on her face. She'll put a smile on your face. T can tell some more. She was just a happy-go-lucky kid.
Tell us about Bree.
Bree was amazing. Despite whatever picture they trying to paint of her, that was my heart. That was my heart.
We know she was wrong for doing what she did.
No.
But that doesn't justify her being murdered.
But all he had to do was call the police.
That's all he had to do.
You call the police and let them determine if she's broken into your home or not. If that's the case, she's arrested on the spot. She has a day in court. Mm-hmm. But she's 18 years old, unarmed, running from you. 18 years old, unarmed, running for you. She's not in your home. She's not in your apartment. She's not in your place of living. She's in a public parking lot, pretty much.
Public parking lot. And because he thought those were his clothes that she had on, she even offered to give him the shoes that she had on that he thought was his, or he claims is his. There was no identification on her that said that these are his clothes. So I asked Heather Axline, why didn't you try to make him prove that that's his clothing? They made more than one pair of pants. But he didn't take the shoes. He gave them back to her and made her walk.
So she was gunned down over a pair of sneakers, some jeans, and a shirt.
Some Crocs, pants, and a shirt.
Her life was not even worth a pair of cheap clothing.
Cheap. And we still don't know where the clothing is.
And the DA's office wants the public to believe and wants this family to accept that their loved one had no right to life after she, quote-unquote, allegedly stole a pair of jeans and a T-shirt. She was murdered in the parking lot, unarmed, a threat to no one, used a handgun to gun her down. Then you stomp and beat her afterwards.
They won't even.
Then you flee. Then you flee to Louisiana, to where the U.S. Marshals got to capture you and bring you back. And now the DA's office is telling this family, this case is not justifiable enough for us to prosecute after you charge them with murder. This is a shame. But we will be meeting with the DA's office. I've asked for a meeting. They said they would give me the meeting. And we're going to raise some serious, tough questions. Explain to us and make this make sense. How this is not a case that should be prosecuted when you have murder cases that have been prosecuted in Harris County way more complicated than this case could ever be. We want answers, and we're going to get those answers, and we will not stop until we get the facts from the DA's office and encourage them and insist and demand they do the right thing. This case is long from over. This is our first episode about Brianna Griffin's case.
Thank you.
And there will be a part 2, and we'll bring part 2 to you, hopefully from the courtroom, God willing. Is there anything else you want to say about Brianna?
She was amazing.
She's missed.
Yeah.
She's missed. And we just continue to pray for justice. We want justice. And we will get it.
Amen. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in to another episode of the People's Global News Network. Brianna's life means something. Her life has value. Stay tuned for part 2 of this case, for there will be a part 2. We will update you. Pray for Brianna. Pray for her family, her mother, her loved ones, and pray that all murder victims receive justice in Houston, Harris County. Thank you.